day. This work is valued at 19% of our GDP and remains largely invisible in economic planning and national decision-making. This makes something very clear. Gender equality is not a women's issue, it is an economic and national issue. When women carry the bulk of responsibility, their participation in the formal economy suffers. Despite significant gains in girls' education, women's labor force participation in Bangladesh remains below 40% compared to over 80% for men. Women are far more likely to step back from paid work after marriage or childbirth, not because they lack ability or ambition, but because systems assume they will absorb the cost. This imbalance begins early. Girls are expected to adjust their ambitions around family needs, while boys are rarely taught that responsibility and care are shared obligations. Over time, this became structural and progress stalls. Women are already leaders, and many of those leaders are in this room today. Women who have carried institutions, families, movements, and communities forward, generation after generation. Bangladesh's progress bears your fingerprints, even when history has not always said your name out loud. This brings me to a central point. Belief means nothing without action. To the men among us, our fathers, our brothers, our sons, our husbands, our colleagues and friends, your support for women's rights matters. Your celebration of women's success matters, but equality cannot survive on words alone. If systems and expectations continue to rely on women's sacrifice as the default, inequality continues comfortably. Fathers, in particular, I believe, have a unique role in breaking this cycle. I'm an only child, and I never was once made to feel that my parents wished for a son instead. My father once scolded someone for even asking that question. He understood that while I was treated with respect and care at home, the world outside would not always be the same. So he made sure that I could navigate it with confidence. What shaped me were not his speeches, but his consistency. Through his daily choices, he showed me what I should expect from the world. This is how change becomes sustained. When men confront in our lives, in our homes, unconscious bias honestly and model their behavior through respect and action, they create space for women not just to survive, but to thrive. In Bangladesh, the cost of inaction is visible. Girls' dropout rates sharply rise during adolescence. Women in public life, in leadership, face harsher judgment. In Bangladesh alone, there's a statistic that 78% of women have faced harassment online.